Welcome, everybody. John Zager. Good morning. How is everyone? 7 o'clock here on the eastern slope in Colorado. And it's a beautiful day, beautiful morning. Not a cloud in the sky. Hope everyone had a good 4th. We got a fair amount of rain yesterday just before the fireworks. Some pretty heavy storms rolling through the eastern slope. So I guess it took the danger away, huh? From fires and whatnot. Fireworks, of course, are spectacular. Coffee's actually almost hot today. That's good. So possibility. We're going to talk about possibilities. And been processing some stuff the past few days. Just trying to, make some sense out of things. And came up with some thoughts and wanted to share them. Kind of a bunch of different type of thoughts. And thought we'd share them and see if anybody out there cared to respond. So, numbers have been low for the podcasts. I believe I talked about it 3-4 days ago with you guys, and I had always teased about having one person or no one listening, but when I looked at it, it actually turned out to be like 6 or 7 people every day were listening, I guess. Nobody responds, but the statistics seem to indicate there might have been 6 or 7. I think there's a point in time you can't stay on the air with these companies that allow you to do this unless you get your listeners' numbers up. So, been kind of bummed about that because I like doing this. Possibilities. Way back in the beginning, the program, which is, I've been in the business for 43 plus years and done a lot of the same stuff, but under different terms and names and descriptions. And some of the results were similar. But Dr. Joe Dispenza really put the effort into doing a lot of the research that has caused this to trend and get really crazy with the amount of participation that he's gotten. He's just done a super job. He's a highly qualified individual and trained, educated. He's done his homework, and he's now getting the results far more than I'm sure he even expected. But there's a lot of us out here that do the same thing and have the same amount of experience, if not more. And for whatever reason, it caught on with him, and that's great because people have since been able to heal themselves and others rather than use traditional medicine, which just doesn't work. So it's kind of like when something new starts, it becomes the thing to do. And Dr. Joe offers so many different aspects of the program in ways that people can understand, and it's enjoyable and fun, and his followings are enormous. I don't know. I think his workshops now are, 1,000 plus, which just seems crazy to me. How do you do a workshop with 1,000 to 2,000 people? And for myself and the people that I talk to, other professionals that do the same thing, not so much. The response seems disheartening and negative. And I'm just speaking for myself. I'm trying to make sense of it, and I do understand it, but trying to make a little better sense of it is, you have the background, you have the knowledge, you have the expertise, you have the education, the training, you understand the dynamics of how it works, right? And you run across people that might have some kind of illness. I don't know, emotional, physical, whatever it happens to be, and you might have an opportunity to approach them and ask, excuse me, directly or indirectly if, they would have an interest in maybe learning how to make some different changes that could enhance the quality and health of their life. You do it in a bunch of different ways. You try being direct, you try being indirect, you try soft shoeing it, you do whatever. And what I get is usually no response at all. And I think part of that has to do with them just not wanting to be rude and say, no, there's medicine for that. You don't even get the opportunity to talk about the disadvantages and horrible effects of pharmaceuticals and the medical profession on long-term terminal illnesses, but so you don't get much of a response. You get a couple people here and there, and they're into it, but not wholeheartedly, right? Possibilities. So yesterday, and this is a pretty regular kind of comment I'm going to make, but yesterday I'm listening to Dr. Joe's latest workshop, week-long workshop over in Berlin. I don't know the exact date of it, but it's pretty recent. And they had two people, different people, different times, get up, talk about what happened to them. They can't do everybody or all the people that have healings, but one guy in particular, I'm not going to go through the whole thing for you guys, but go listen to it. It's really good. One guy had a massive heart attack, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. It was debilitating. And as a result of that, had a debilitating stroke or strokes. I'm not quite sure about that. And lost the left side of his body. Couldn't move his arm or his leg or have movement on the left side of his body. For years, plural. And went to all of the traditional treatments for that. To no avail, right? To no avail. Comes into Dr. Joe's workshop in Berlin and does, I think, a day or two on his own. They had a ropes course. Some kind of a course high up, in the air, where you test your, or challenge your ability to believe that you can accomplish it. You can use any excuse you want and, say you have, your toenails are too long, or I don't know, you have a sore Achilles tendon, you sprained your foot. I don't know what people think about or as excuses for why they can't do things, but they're basically saying, I don't want that possibility to exist that I could do it. Right? He doesn't. I don't believe he accomplished the entire thing because his physical condition wouldn't allow that, but he surpassed a person with his disability, exceeded it. I don't know, I guess it was the third day. Yeah, the third day. And they have this thing, I believe they call it the healing of 8. 8 people stand around you and they try to sync their vibration with your vibration and your energy with their energy, and they all see that person as healed already. It's kind of like what they did with the lady with cancer in her bladder over in Asia, where they don't use medicine or surgery, and they heal people with terminal illnesses through the power of belief. Works. Their percentage rate over there, I believe, is 97. I believe it's 97%. It's miraculous. But anyway, this guy lays down on the ground or floor, and these 8 people in his little group, again, this is a 1,000+ workshop, so it was broke down into obviously many, many, many little subgroups of people trying to heal other people of whatever they have going on. Some were serious, some were probably not as serious, but he finishes, right? And I wasn't there. I mean, I was just listening to his rendition of what happened. And, you know, the 8 people hooked into the unified field, if you've been following me at all, you understand what that is. It's called the source. And that's where the energy comes from. And so at the end of the thing, having never been able to move his left side for years, plural, he's able to move his left arm. And not immediately, but within a very, very short period of time thereafter, is able to move his left leg. And within a relatively immediate period of time, he gets up and he walks. So, I know people that have illnesses, right? And they don't have an interest in this sort of thing. I mean, I know people who have terminal illnesses. They're dying. I don't know. They may joke about it. They may say they're not dying. They may say they're dying. They're dying. You know, traditional medicine is not cutting it for them, and they're dying, and they're close to death. And they don't have an interest in this sort of thing. It's called possibilities. It's actually called infinite possibilities that exist within the energy of the atom. It's quantum mechanics, quantum physics. It's called neuroscience. So, my name's John Zager. You can get a hold of me at jzager@gmail.com. It's just JZEGAR@gmail.com. You can also track me down through my website, which is just johnzager.com. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll look forward to talking to you all again real soon. God bless you, and take care of one another. Thank you. Bye.